channel, Faithful You. My name's Hazel and I'm coming to you from Wales in the United Kingdom. Today is a beautiful autumn day, so I thought that I would bring the podcast out into the garden and you can listen to the sights and sounds of the things that are going on around me. Yeah, it's not been too bad, the weather, the last couple of days, but we did have an awful lot of rain last week, so that's why there wasn't much of a podcast. And as a lot of you know, our wonderful Queen Elizabeth died last week at the ripe old age of 96, and yeah, it's been a very big shock to everybody. I think none of us were kind of expecting it. We all knew it was going to come at some point because of her age, but yeah, it's been one of those moments where I've just wanted to be in the moment. I haven't really wanted to record anything. All I've been doing is knitting and tuning into everything that's been going on the news about it all and the footage that they've done, and a lot of it has been really nice as well. I think it's been a really good tribute to a wonderful woman. So I just wanted to say that at the beginning of this podcast, not to dampen the mood, but just to say that's why I haven't been around a lot. I've just wanted to be in the moment and take it all in, because yeah, it was a bit of a shock. We all knew that she was old, she was getting old, and that at some point it was going to happen, but I don't think anyone, including her family, was actually ready for how quick it was going to happen, because she welcomed in our new Prime Minister on the Tuesday and she passed away, I think it was on the Thursday, 48 hours later. So yeah, so I didn't want to dampen the mood with the podcast, but I did just want to acknowledge that that was something that's happened that's really big in our country at the moment, and share that with you. So moving on to the podcast today, I do have some life stuff at the end. If you're not interested in that, then that will be perfectly okay for you to leave us when I get to that point. I do have a lot of knitting content for you. I haven't done much spinning. I'm looking this way because this is where all my stuff is. I have the update on my crochet blanket for you. I have a finished object, which I haven't even shared with you that I was going to knit. I just decided I wanted to knit it. I've got some plans that I'm thinking of knitting with my handspun. I have my Birkin sweater to update you on, and 2 new cast-ons as well. It's just been one of those moments really where I've just wanted to do all the knitting. I've just wanted to knit everything. And everything I was finding on Ravelry, I was thinking, oh, that's nice, that's nice. I've even been through all my pattern books and all my knitter magazines looking for stuff. So yeah, it's just been one of those moments. I don't know whether it's with everything that's going on, it's just a really good distraction. So when I watched the procession yesterday of the Queen being taken from Holyrood to the cathedral for the service and to lie in state, I just knit the whole time. So my Birkin sweater has had an awful lot of work done on it. So that's where I'm going to start today, is with my Birkin sweater and my works in progress. And last time I saw you, I had just separated for the body. I just separated the sleeves for the body, and now I've completely finished the body of the sweater. It's upside down. I've done it as a crop sweater, so I haven't done it that long. It's going to come down to just on my waist. And now I'm working on one of the sleeves. And I'm not even halfway, probably about a quarter of the way on the sleeve, but it's turned out really well. I'm really pleased with it. I'll just stand up, show you where it's going to finish. It's going to finish just on my hips, but yeah, I'm really pleased with it. I'm really pleased with the colours. I'm really pleased with the yellow. It's not my normal palette, my normal colour palette, but yeah, I'm up for the ride to see how it happens. So yeah, it's turning out really well. I am going to have to block it because the sleeves have gone a bit gathered, so they are going to have to be stretched out. But other than that, it's actually turned out really well. So that's my Birkin sweater. As you can see, I've done all the body, I've done the rib, I ended up doing 3 inches of rib on it in the end, and the pattern called for 2.5. But yeah, I was going to do the longer version, but because I'm going to knit another one in my hand spun yarn, I decided to do this one cropped because it's such a bold colour palette. And the next one that I do, which is going to be out my hand spun yarn, from a Welsh mountain fleece from the sheep around here. Probably, I think it came from our old house, but it came from a farmer about 2 or 3 miles away. So, and it's got about 4 different colours within the one fleece. So that's what I've started doing. I started spinning the different colours. So far I've only done the brown, and I've already shown you that, so I didn't think it was worth showing you. So that's going to be the longer version, which will be down to just around my bum, just below my bum. So yeah, so that's my Birkin sweater coming on nicely. Hopefully for the next time I see you, it will be a finished object. I've been working on it a lot. I worked on the body in about 4 days, I think 3 days. So yeah, it's had an awful lot of work. So that's the Birkin sweater. I still have loads of yarn left as well from this, so I'm thinking I might be able to knit something else, maybe a ranunculus or something. I've already got 2 of those. I've got 2 or 3. I've knit 4 so far. 2 have been gifts, so I think I've got 2 ranunculus. So I might knit another one with what's left in this. We'll see what's left over. Another work in progress is my crochet. And since I last saw you, I have done, that's the squares I can find anyway. I've done that many squares so far. I think there's 4, 8, there's 10 there. And I think there's some more in the kitchen and some more in the suitcase that it's kept in as well, of what I've done since I last saw you. So that's that. I'm on to another ball of yarn now. So since I last saw you, I have finished this coloured one. This variegated coloured one. I've done this one, which I think I was doing, I just started last time I podcast, which was like, it's like a hand painted yarn, I think. Sorry, I'm still recording upside down. And then I've done this one as well. So this has got a bit more grey in it. Yeah, recording upside down has been really tricky. Everything I've tried to do, I'm trying to think about where I'm putting my hand on the lens. So yeah, that's my work in progress on my crochet blanket. I still have another 4 balls of yarn to do, including this one. So yeah, making steady progress on that. I'm not in a particular rush to do that because I already have 5 or 6 crochet blankets. And yeah, I don't think that it's anything to rush into, but yeah, really enjoying it because it's meaning that I'm using up the variegated yarns in acrylic that I wouldn't normally use. And as you know, if you've been following me for a while, I'm doing a challenge to myself of knitting from stash for the whole of 2022. Now, I haven't bought any yarn since August last year, so really it's been 12 months since I bought anything, either in the charity shop or brand new. So everything I've been knitting and showing you in my videos so far to date has all been from stash, including these crochet squares and including my Birkin sweater. So yeah, it's going really well so far. I have set it up as a hashtag, knit from stash challenge 2022 on Instagram. So if you use that hashtag, then we can all have a look and see what you're making from your stash. It's not a thing where you have to knit compulsory from stash and not buy anything if that's not what you want to do, but that's just what I'm doing. But I would love to see what you're making from your own stash, so please do use that hashtag. I'll put it in the description box below, and then we can all follow along as well and see what you're making. So that's that. Let me just put that down there, out the way. I feel like I'm going too fast today, like I'm rambling. Excuse me, I'll just have some coffee. And the sun's just come out for you as well, so that's really nice. Right, okay, so that is my works in progress so far. I do have 2 new cast-ons. I was very naughty and I decided to cast on 2 new jumpers. So as you know, if you've been following me, I absolutely love my gingerbread sweater, and since I've lost weight, so far I've lost, up until last Sunday, I've lost 1 stone and 8 pounds. So I've lost 22 pounds in weight so far, so I'm really pleased with that. As you can see, I'm fitting back into my normal clothes. So I decided I was going to knit another gingerbread sweater. Now I couldn't remember the size that I knit before, so I've just gone with what I think will fit me now with the size that I am. But yeah, my gingerbread sweater, I live in it. Apart from when it's sunny like this, like it is at the moment, because it's too warm. I did it in an Aran weight. I didn't realise it was supposed to be done in a 4-ply, so I knit it in an Aran. But I have dyed some yarn to knit another one. I've showed you that in a couple of episodes ago, so I'll put a link for you somewhere at the top here so you can have a look back at that if you want to. But I found some yarn in stash, which was an Aran weight, and I dyed it myself. So that's the colour that I've done. So far I'm just up to the German short rows, and this is how it's knitting up. Let me just put the ball down. That's how it's knitting up so far. I'm really pleased with the colour. It's got, because I dyed it first with a blue, a teal colour, and then over dyed it with a violet colour, you can actually see the blue coming through in the colour, which is really nice. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that. So I'm only up to the German short rows. I started that about 2 weeks ago, but because I've been working so I've just been working on the, I can't think of the word now, I'm a monogamous knitter, that's the word, on my Birkin sweater. I haven't done anything on this. But just to make matters worse, I decided to cast on something else. So that's the gingerbread sweater. That is a free pattern on Ravelry by Espace Tricot, I think, if my memory serves me right. As I said, I'll put a thing in the description box below for you, and I will put a photograph somewhere here so you can see it. But yeah, the gingerbread sweater is a cropped, I've made it cropped, and I've made it just above my hips. And it's really baggy, really slouchy, really comfy, long sleeves, and because it's got the puff sleeves as well, you don't actually reduce anything on the sleeves until you get to the cuff. So yeah, I've lived in it. So this is going to be exactly the same, so I can have two, one to wash, one to wear, and it'll keep me nice and warm in the winter. So that's the gingerbread. I was also very naughty and cast on another one, and let me just get my notes, because I have actually made notes today. It's called the Garden Gate sweater, and it's by Jennifer Steingass. Now I've not knit any of her patterns before, and I've wanted to knit her patterns for a long time. I want to knit the fern, is it fern and feather or feather and fan, something like that, sweater. It's got beautiful detailing around the neck here, which look like arrows. So I've decided I want to knit that one next. But I wanted to knit this Garden Gate one because it's an oversized sweater. Got a beautiful pattern detail here. It's got no ribbing on the neck. I'll put a photograph just here for you so you can see the pattern, and a link in the description bar below so you can have a look at her patterns on Ravelry. But last year she did an offer of 20% off, and I decided to buy 2 of her patterns to be able to knit them from my stash. So I've found this yarn in stash. It's from Shilzadeh, the Sky Yarn Company. Now I bought it when she was in Waternish, before Kirsty took over, when Eva had the shop. And this is the colouring, I don't know whether you can see that. It is a purple and a blue. It's got the old labelling on. I don't think she uses these labels anymore. But it is 10% baby alpaca, 10% camel, 40% angora and 40% merino wool. Now because it's got angora in it, I've decided to use this one to go with it. Don't know whether you can see the colour in. It's one with it. and this one's going to be the colour work, and this one's going to be the main body of the sweater. So yeah, really looking forward to wearing that. I had this in my stash for 5 years. It's 5 years ago now since we last went to the Isle of Skye. So yeah, really looking forward to knitting this one. So that's going to be the main body, that's the label, and this is going to be for the colour work. So I'm really looking forward to wearing that. See, on the label it says Highland Inspirations range, Thistle Bloom. Colour tones for the shade come from the emblematic flower of Scotland. So yeah, really looking forward to knitting that. So I've cast on the neck so far, and as I say, it's not ribbed, it's just stocking stitch. And yesterday I just decided today was the day, so I cast it on. So yeah, it is slightly oversized. It is I think 5 or 6 inches positive ease, but I'm only going to knit it with about 4 inches positive ease. Oh, just dropped my stitches, because I'm still losing weight, I'm still on a diet, and I don't want to find that once I've knitted it, it's going to be far too big, and then I'm stuck with an oversized sweater that I won't wear, that's going to be like huge. So yeah, I decided that I would knit it slightly less than the 6 inches, and then as I lose weight it will gradually get bigger. That's my hope and my plan anyway. So yeah, so this is my Garden Gate sweater. I'll put a link in the description bar below, and I'll hopefully have more of the colour work done by the time we get to next week's episode. So that's that one. Sorry about the colours today, but the sun keeps coming out and getting really bright, and when I set the camera up it was over there, and now the sun's behind me, so the light's gone all funny. But we'll muddle through and see how we get on. I do have a finished object for you as well. I've been sorting through my hand-spun stash, and I all of a sudden decided I wanted a new hat. So I haven't shared this with you, and I have finished it, started and finished it since I last saw you. So this is the hand-spun that I've used. I've got a little bit left, and it is alpaca and merino. The merino I got from Hilltop Katie, Hilltop Cloud I think her company's called, and she lives round here, and I got it from Wonderwool when I was there, and I've spun it myself. And the alpaca is local alpaca, and I applied the two together. So that's the main part. This is the hat. Sorry, I'm upside down still, so forgive me. I've used the colouring for the main part of the hat, and then just done the rib in some of just the brown alpaca, and it's turned out really big, but I'm not sure actually whether it's actually okay being so big. So that's what it looks like. It does actually go over my big hair. I can wear it more of a beret like that, or I can flatten it out and just wear it as a slouchy hat like that. So yeah, I'm really pleased with it. It's more of a beret, but I do like how it feels. It also means that if I've got my hair tied up or in a different hairstyle, it's going to have enough room in it to be able to have my ponytail inside. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that. I've not done my own pattern before, so yeah, and also now I've lost weight, I feel more confident in a hat. So yeah, so it's, as I say, it's alpaca and merino. So there's the colours again, and the alpaca at the bottom. So yeah, that's my new hat. So I wasn't sure whether to undo it and re-knit it, or whether to just try taking it in a little bit. But I have got some more handspun that I want to knit into a hat. So yeah, this is going to be really, really warm, which is great. Going to keep me nice and warm here in Wales in the winter. So yeah, that's my hat. So as I say, that was just a cheeky cast on and a cheeky finish. So that's that one. but I really do love this yarn. I have some of the colour left, so I might try plying it with black. I think that would be really nice for a hat pattern as well. But I might knit that one into some fingerless mittens to go with the hat, or a cowl. I could do a cowl and then that would match the hat. So yeah, that's that one. Now then, what else have we... As I say, I've been going through my handspun, and I've always wanted to knit myself a tank top. I don't know whether you know what they are. They're like a slip over. The elderly gentleman that used to live here called it a singlet, and it's basically a sweater without any sleeves. So I want to knit it out of my handspun, and I want to do a crop dish version, so it will just sit on the top of my hips. And I've been having a rummage through my handspun yarns, my stash, and come up with this colour palette. So this is going to be the main part of the body, which is all glittery and sparkly and different colours. Again, I think this is Hilltop Cloud. And it's more of a pastel-y, and it's going to be a stripy. So I've got this much. I've got this much of the, got 3 balls and then this skein, and I think it's 100% wool. I've got about 200 metres of it, so I think I'll have enough to do the body. And I'm going to do this colour for the ribbing at the bottom, the ribbing around the neck and the rib around the sleeves. I think that's rather nice together. I just love the colours in this. So yeah, I've decided it was going to be for sale. It was for sale when I was doing the shops that I was doing, but I decided to keep it for myself now. And it does bring out some of the pinks that are in. So yeah, that's going to be another cheeky cast on and another quick finish, I think. I'd like that for the autumn, because I've been trying on my wool skirts, and I've got some beautiful brown forestry coloured long wool skirts, like tweed skirts, and I bought them, oh gosh, when we first moved here about 8 years ago. I'd never been able to fit into them, but didn't want to part with them because they were 100% wool. And I tried them last week, and all of them fit now, and the zips, excuse me, got an itch, the zips zip all the way back up. So yeah, I think this is going to be rather funky to go with my skirts and my boots for the winter, and my new hat. So yeah, that's what I've got planned for this. So I'm hoping to get this cast on, get it finished. So there's again the main part of the body and the contrast colour, and I'm going to make it up myself. I'm not going to bother following a pattern. I'm just in the mood for just doing my own thing instead of following patterns and trying to find something that I like to go with the yarn. I think I'm just going to do it myself and just muddle through. You never know, it could be a pattern that I could release. But I just think it's such a lovely colour, such a lovely mix of colours, that it seems a shame not to use it. And it's sat in my cupboard, my hands, I got this glass cupboard where I keep my handspun yarns, and it just seems like such a shame not to use it really. Just look at it through the glass when I'm walking past to come outside, because it's kept in the porch. And yeah, it just seems a shame not to use it. So I will be using it. I will be making a tank top with it. I may get that started for next week. Like I say, I just want to do all the knits at the moment. I don't care how long it takes me to get them finished. I just want to knit them all. So yeah, so that's that. I've just found another one in the bottom of the basket. So I've got 4 balls and a skein, so that should be plenty. May even get something else out of it, mightn't I? So yeah, so that's the plan for that. And I was looking through on Ravelry at new patterns, and I came across a pattern called Alhambra tunic. I'll put a picture here for you because my pronunciation is probably completely wrong. It's by a lady called Christina V. I found it on Ravelry, as I say. I'll put a link in the description bar below for you. But it's absolutely beautiful. I just love the style of it. I could knit it so it's longer to make it more into a dress, a short dress to go with my leggings. I love the colour combination here in this picture of the brown and the blue. And I actually am going to knit it the opposite way round, with the main tunic in blue and the detailing in brown. I'm not sure whether it is a chunky or an Aran, but I'm going to knit it in Lopi in an Aran. I may have to line it because Lopi has a tendency to be scratchy. But I just think that the colours, I was going to knit a Ridari in the colours that I've got, but I've got quite a few now of the yoked sweaters in the heavyweight sweaters, because I've got my Kate Davis one that I did out the West Highland Way book. I've got my Affamil cardigan, which is here. I took it off because it was too hot, but many of you have probably knit this already. This is done out of a jumper that I recycled from a find in the Isle of Skye, and some 50p balls of yarn that I found in the charity shop. So the brown is what came off a jumper, it's Skye wool. I've still got the label somewhere. It's 100% wool, and it's like a tweedy effect with all different colours in it. And then the neck was hand spun for the grey colour, and then the other colours were 50p balls that I got from Wonderwool. So I've got that one. I've also got the owl cardigan that needs to go in the washing machine to be shrunk, because now it's just far too big. It was already big to start with because it was the first colour work I'd ever done, and I stretched out all the floats on the back, so it turned out really big. So that needs to go in the washing machine and be shrunk. But yeah, I've got that one as well. And what else have I got? Oh, I've got the Maya cardigan, which I knit earlier in the year, which is also from Lopi and now fits me. It was too small before, but now it fits. So I think I've got 4 at the moment, 4 colour work, and then I've got this Jennifer Steingast Garden Gate one in the pipeline. I've also going to have my tank top, which is colourful, so I didn't really think I needed a Ridari as well. So yeah, I'll show you the colours. So for this one, the Alhambra, or whatever it's called, is going to be knit in this colour. Now I love this colour. It's like a sea foam colour. It is a Let Lopi. This one is an Aran, 100% wool, 50 grams, 100 metres, and I have 10, 11, I have 12 balls, so I have 1200 metres, and I think the pattern calls for about 900 metres, so I have more than enough. And then I have this brown Lopi as well, and I've got a bit left over from my Maya cardigan in this colour as well. And I also have this colour as well. So if I haven't got enough of this, then I'll do it in this, but I would really like to put this with it. I do have some hand spun in this colour that I could use instead if I haven't got enough, but I think it only calls for 125 metres of the coloured part, so I should have enough in this. I could even do the 2 colours together. So yeah, that's my colour palette for my new tank. It's like, it's more of a dress, I think, than a jumper. But I just like the detailing on it. I like the shape of the neck. I like the colouring in the design. I like the design that's on the front and round the neck. Yeah, I just love this that pullover. So yeah, that's going to be once I've got my Birkin sweater finished and I'm up to the sleeves on the garden gate, I will start that one, because that's kind of like my marker really of what I do when I knit. Is I make sure that I'm up to the body, and then once I'm up to the body I give myself permission then to start something else. So yeah, that's why I cast on the gingerbread and the garden gate, is because I'd finished the body and was up part way through the sleeve, so now I've got permission to start something else. So when I get to that point again on the garden gate sweater and I'm doing the body, I'll then cast on my next one, because I don't want them backed up and then find I've got nothing to talk to you guys about. But then yeah, I can't knit everything but I want to knit everything, that's the problem. So yeah, I think that's all the knitting content I've got for you today. I found this, I've been going through again my stash, and every week so far I seem to be finding something. Oh, I'll show you that. I still can't find the pattern book for that cardigan I showed you last time, that cable cardigan, so that's still sitting there waiting for the book. But I haven't forgotten that. I will do it when I find the pattern book, and I will finish it. But this is a blanket that I found in my bag. I keep it in this bag here, which I found in a charity shop, and it is a wave design, wave pattern, and I've lost the pattern, and to be honest with you, I've just fell out of love with it. I just really don't want to carry on with it. I don't like the yarns too much. I don't know why I bought it. It's something I could have done from my own stash. I bought it for my birthday with some birthday money. So, but what I've thought is I've found a shawl pattern called Feather and Fan on Ravelry. As you can see, I've been on Ravelry a lot the last week, and I found this shawl, and it's in a similar kind of design, but it's a big shawl, a big shawl. So what I've thought is, I've still got in this bag all of the colours, don't know whether you can see them, all of the colours for knitting the shawl, for knitting this blanket. Some of it's Angora, don't know what that one is. There's a chenille, this one. There's another chenille here. So yeah, there's another Angora. So what I thought was, I'd undo it, because there's colours here I haven't used. There's this beige, there's this white, and this thing that I'm not sure what it is. I think it's a cotton handspun, not sure. So what I've thought is I'm going to undo it, because it is pretty much shawl width already. It's quite long. I suppose I could wear it as a scarf now. What I thought was, I'm going to undo it, and I'm going to do this pattern that I found called the Feather and Fan pattern. There is a waistcoat that I could knit in it, this one, but I just don't think the yarns would be me, and we'll go with it. So I've got the pattern for the waistcoat, but I can't find the pattern for the blanket. So yeah, so that's going to be frogged. In fact, it's going to be frogged now because I just don't want to do it. I've just had enough. So yeah, let's get rid of it now, shall we? So yeah, that's the last knitting project thing I think I have for you today. I've taken the yarn, the needle out now, so bye bye. It's going. yeah, I think that's all the knitting content I've got for you today. Sorry if the light hasn't been very good and you haven't been able to see my wools very well. The sun kept coming out and disappearing. It's gone again now. But yeah, I think that's all the knitting content I've got for you today. If that's all you're here for, then thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you next time. But for any of you who are staying till the end, there's been quite a lot going on around here since I last saw you. I've done an awful lot of log splitting. Our very kind farmer has been bringing us logs in his tractor, and he's been bringing it by the trailer load. So I have been crazily sitting in the garage chopping with our log splitter and getting our wood ready for the winter. And we now have a full wood shed, and I still have a big load of trailer load out the front, which I'm going to start when I finish this video. And that needs splitting and stacking up in the garage. So yeah, we've got a lot of wood for the winter, and I'm very grateful to our local farmer. And he makes so many cameo appearances in my videos on his little quad bike with his dogs. But yeah, unfortunately he doesn't have broadband, so I can't show him these videos. But yeah, he makes so many cameo appearances on the videos. But yeah, he's been very kind to us, so we're very grateful. But also on the wood and fire topic, we are getting a wood burning stove for our kitchen. When we took over the house, the Rayburn was taken out, and we have a really cold kitchen. Even with the heating on, it's cold. So we felt that we needed to have another source of cooking, because we do have power cuts here, and all of our cooking and lighting and heating and everything is done via electric. We do have oil central heating, but the boiler runs on electric, so if we ever have a power cut, we have no means of cooking and no means of heating either. Lighting you can get around because you can have candles and torches, but cooking and hot water and things like that, you can't. So what we are doing is we are getting a wood burning stove that has an oven next to it, the firebox on one side and the oven on the other, and then that means then that I can heat the kitchen, I can cook on it. It's got 3 hot plates on the top and an oven on it, and it also means that I can do my dyes in the winter while the fire's on, when the stove is on. So that would be fabulous. I'll be able to do eco dyes and things like that in the winter. So yeah, looking forward to that. The chimney has to have a flue liner put in it, and some work done on the chimney for that to happen, but I've ordered that today, and we should have that in time for the winter. So hopefully I'll be able to do some recording from in front of that for you in the winter and keep us warm. So that's that. What else have I been up to? I've been out blackberry picking. I don't know if you've checked out my other YouTube channel, Faith Created Home, which is my homemaking channel where I share recipes and my diet vlog with you. As I say, I have lost just under 2 stone in weight, just over 1.5 stone, and that was as of last week. I'm still doing my diet. I'm going to be carrying on that for 100 days. I'm over halfway through. Today is what day are we up to today? I think it's day 58 today. I've got my smoothie, my big jar of smoothie. This is avocado, banana, mango, cashew nuts and strawberries and peach. So yeah, lots of goodness in that. So I'm not starving myself. I'm having 2 of those a day. So yeah, I've lost, as I say, 1 stone, 8 pounds, so 22 pounds in weight. Don't know what that is in kilos. And that has been that I weighed myself on day 48. So that was in 48 days. So yeah, I was recording my walks, but yeah, I haven't had the time, to be honest with you, to go out walking and film it and all the other things. I've just been so crazily busy. Because I've been canning lots of stuff, dehydrating lots of stuff, trying to run the freezer down, I've been busy around here doing lots of stuff in the garden and the log splitting. I've also sorted out some food storage and stuff as well, so yeah, very busy around here. But yeah, if you are interested in my other videos, then they are on my other YouTube channel called Faith Created Home, and I'll put a link to that in the description bar below. And other than that, I've just been enjoying the day, enjoying the weather and pottering about here as well. I've been getting some stuff ready for my Etsy shop. So when I've finished my log splitting, I'm going to be getting that on Etsy. So if you're interested in that, I have a rug and some hand spun yarn. I'm just unpicking this, that's why I'm looking down. It's got a knot in it, annoyingly. Yeah, I've got a rug and some hand spun yarn to go in there, so that's that. Other than that, I don't think I've got anything else to share with you. I'm just waiting for the scaffolding people to turn up to put the scaffolding up, so that's why I thought it was good to get outside and do the video in case they turn up. Yeah, I can't think of anything else to share with you today other than that's that, I think. So I'm going to go and warm my coffee up because my coffee went cold. So I'm going to go and put that in the microwave and heat it up and go and get back to my log splitting. So I have started a new series of going out foraging, looking for natural dyes at this time of year. So I am in the process of putting that together. So that will be a new few part series of videos on foraging for natural dyes. I did a video earlier in the spring, I think it was around March, April time, and I didn't actually finish the series that I was starting. I didn't really think it was that good. I only showed you a couple of plants, and I didn't actually show you what I was going to do with them either. So yeah, I thought that I would revisit that series. And I've done one video so far of foraging for heather. I got silver birch, willow. Yeah, I just went down the forestry track, so I want to finish that series and put that together for you for the autumn. I'm going to rebuild my rocket stove, and I'll show you some footage on what I'm doing with that as well. So if you want to build a rocket stove yourself for dyeing, then you can see what I've done. I'm not going to cement it together, I don't think. I'm just going to make it, put it up, and then see how I get on, because the one that I built before was letting smoke out, so I was getting a lot of smoke and a lot of dust and a lot of fire mess getting in the pan. So I need to rebuild that really. I can't do anything serious with it until I've done that, so that's going to be getting filmed, and I'll do that as a series as well, and I will show you me using it, and we will use some of the plants that I have foraged as well, because I still have in the freezer the ones that I got in April. I've still got the daffodils, the dandelions and gorse in my freezer. So yeah, I've also got dock leaves in there as well, so I could do something with that and put that in the video for you. So that's something else that's coming up in the autumn. I'll probably get that ready for October time, and then that will be something for us to do through October. So I think that's it for today. As I say, I can't think of anything else. I'm still undoing my blanket. But if you do like my videos, please do like and subscribe. Please do hit the notification button below as well to get notified when I post new videos. And yeah, I'll try and post another video for you next week. So we'll see how I get on with my knitting. Make sure I've got something to share with you. Otherwise, I might just come in and we'll have a coffee and a chat. I am thinking as well of at some point doing a live chat. Maybe we could do a knit along where we could hang out together. You can ask some questions if you want to, and we can just sit and have a hangout together, maybe for an hour on a Thursday evening or something. I can always go in my workroom and we can hang out in there, and we can talk knitting, spinning, whatever else you want over a cup of tea, and sit and do some knitting together. So that's something else I've also been thinking of doing for the winter. We could have to try and find a time that's suitable for everybody, because I know that I have some viewers in Australia and America. So yeah, we'll have to try and sort something out to arrange a time that's suitable for everybody so everyone can join in. So yeah, anyway, I'm just waffling now. So if you do want to tune in again next time, and I would love to see you here in my little corner of the internet. Please keep up to date with things on Instagram and Facebook, because I do post on there as well. And I will see you next time. So have a great week, enjoy your knitting, and I will see you then. So bye for now. Bye. Bye now.